Iran is burning from the streets to the streets of power. Chaos is every singlewhere, while tens of thousands of protesters are marching across the country. Cities like Bandar Abbas, Tehran, Miraz, all are witnessing violent clashes between citizens and security forces. Shops are closed, streets are empty in some areas, chants of death to the dictator. It echoes the entire street. The Iranian economy, it is collapsing. The rial has fallen to nearly 42,000 to the dollar officially. And in the free market, it trades at 1.4 million to the dollar. Prices are skyrocketing, workers are striking, families are struggling, and yet the regime clings to power with tens of thousands of enforcers that are ready to suppress the dissent. Amid this internal chaos, their supreme leader, Khamenei, is turning his eyebrows outwards. He knows the protests are growing, he knows the economy is in free fall, and he knows that Iran's deterrence has been weakened in the whole region. So Khamenei is now reaching for its proxies, armed groups and militia loyal to Tehran across the Middle East, from Houthis in Yemen to Shiite militia in Iraq to Hezbollah in Lebanon. Iran is preparing for the possibility of conflict beyond its borders. Why? Because Khamenei wants to send a message of strength, both to internal critics also and foreign power also. In a statement this particular week, he dismissed suggestions that no one wants to fight Iran as lies. His aides, they are now assembling a range of military and proxy responses that could destabilize the entire region if Iran is attacked. In fact, an Iranian regime-affiliated journalist, he explains it very clearly. The plan is to confront the threats before they reach Iranian soil. In other words, Tehran is considering activating proxies in advance to strike targets abroad. But there are complications too, of course. Hezbollah has weakened after its losses against Israel. In the last war, hundreds of its operatives were killed, leaving the entire organization focused on rebuilding. If it enters a new conflict now, it risks further losses and exposes itself as a puppet of Iran. Shiite militia in Iraq, they are also very cautious. US has made it very clear that any candidate that is linked to these militias will be blocked from political power. Iran wants them quiet for now, but pressure is mounting, and that leaves the Houthis in Yemen as Iran's most active tool. Meetings with Quds Force and Houthi leaders, it has reportedly been discussed a variety of action here. These include attack on shipping lanes in the Red Sea and Bab al-Mandab Strait, and even disruptions to communications. Still, the Houthis' ability to inflict serious damage on Israel and the US is limited. Well, this turn to proxies shows strategic weakness, right? For years, Iran relied on its regional alliances to project power and maintain deterrence. But recent defeats, Houthis' losses, Syria's collapsing under Assad, and Israel's Operation Rising Lion, it has exposed cracks in its approach. And in the meantime, inside Iran, the pressure is only growing. In the end, there are dozens of protesters that had been killed, over 2,000 people arrested, internet access is restricted. But resistance continues to spread. Every strike, every protest, every chant challenges Khamenei's grip now. And the regime faces a stark choice: crack down harder, risk escalation abroad, or risk losing control at home.